I just received my new subscription kit from Scribble Prints Co, so I'm ready to do a little bit of junk journaling. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and I recently received a new mystery subscription kit from Scribble Prints Co, and so I thought I would unbox it here with you all, and then we would do a little bit of junk journaling using some of the elements of the kit. So I will link Scribble Prints Co down below. Not associated with them or affiliated with them. I just have enjoyed their products recently. So be sure to check them out. And then I'll also link Yellow Paper House. That is where I picked up my junk journal. All right, let's unbox. Okay, I'll be completely honest. I forget the name of the two different kits that I subscribe to, but one is like a junk journal kit. Let's see. Junk journaling stickers and a junk journal collage kit. So these are two different kits from Scribble Prints Co. And let's check them out. I think this one's probably the journaling stickers. They generally coordinate the two sets, which is why I get both so that I can have all the stickers. We're having the summer feels this time. Summer vibes, love the blue stars. Something I really appreciate about Scribble Prints Co. is they use every bit of the paper. There's going to be a bunch of stickers, teeny tiny ones, big ones. They're going to fill the paper completely, which I just really appreciate because it really maximizes what you're putting into it. Love all the little ones. That's cute. Happy place. Torn paper look. Great for layering. These you can use in your junk journal. You can also use them in your planner. There's no rules around here. You can do what you want. Little borders. Those are fun. A little bit of a misprint issue here. Very pretty. Generally one big sticker. Life is better at the pool. But see what I mean? Like they went ahead and filled in all that little space, which is nice. And then some alphas, which are very small and cute. Okay, so that's the at the pool stickers. Let's see, you get how many sheets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sheets of stickers. And then this is the junk journal kit. All of the elements in the junk journal kit are on sticker paper, which I like because if you're going... So of course the camera stopped as I was unboxing the junk journal kit. So let's take a look at that. You have this large sticker, little Polaroid action. Then you have the guest check. This is awesome. It is sticker paper, but it is easy to write on, which makes it lovely. Another font page. I don't use these stickers quite as much. These are a little bit bigger, so I need to like make an effort to use these stickers a bit more. Then we have sticker sheets, larger stickers. Very cute. That guy is so cute. Again, a few larger elements. Then we have these again, sticker paper. This one you could cut apart, two different scenes. Very pretty, little collage moment, little pattern paper. And then this one is nice. I like how she did the edging on this to make it easy to pull off. I wish that that was on all of them, just saying. And I like that water background. That's a lot of fun. This is a fun kit to get. Like I said, not affiliated or anything. It's a mystery kit. So you don't always get to pick you don't get to pick the theme ever, I guess. I don't always love the themes that they choose for these kits. But I think it is fun and a nice challenge to use some elements and some themes that maybe you wouldn't normally use in your junk journal or in your planner. So I am pumped to give this a try. I'm going to combine these elements probably with a few more to create a junk journal spread. Come with me. Okay, so let's clear these to the side. This is my junk journal from Yellow Paper House, and it has been getting pretty thick. So what I am doing with the pages right now is that I'm adhering two pages together as I start to create. So that way there will be less total junk journal layouts in this, but since it's already pretty thick, I think that that's okay. This junk journal does have a lot of different color pages, different patterns on the pages, and I have decided to just go with whatever color is next in the junk journal. Several people suggested hopping around, seeing if I could find colors that coordinate, and I decided I'm just going to go with the randomness of whatever color's next. So we're working with red and neon green right here, which is a little crazy. The neon green actually coordinates nicely with these stickers that I am using, but the red, not so much. We're just going to have to work with it. So I started out by putting a couple of the sticker papers down onto the page. We're going to start with the pink one over here. I went with the pink on red just because I felt like that made more sense than the pink on green. At least it tones down the red a little bit in my head. And you're only seeing little bits and pieces. And the whole point of junk journaling is kind of the randomness of it. So I'm not sad about the mixed colors. And here's the thing about me is I'm not really a measuring or cutting straight kind of person. And I definitely don't do that in my junk journaling. I don't want to pull out my paper cutter. So I attempted to cut a straight line on both of these papers. I was unsuccessful. And for some reason on this particular day, it was really bugging me that those looked off. Like that it was a curved line, that I'd torn the pink paper. It was bugging me. And normally I can let those things, I can let it go. Are you a cut straight kind of person, meaning you have to pull out your paper cutter, you have to trim things in that way? Or can you just wing it and just go with whatever comes? It was bugging me today. So what I decided to do was to take these kind of washi tape type strips. It's not actual washi tape. These are stickers, but they do have a straight edge. And I'm using those to cover up the edges right here near where the spiral is. And that way it covers up my bad cutting and it doesn't bother me anymore. So that was my solution to that problem. I think a lot of junk journaling and collaging and things like that are finding a solution to a problem, maybe even a self-created problem. Okay, this is actually an old magazine that was in my stash. This is from Retro Hip. This is Retro Hip magazine, Andrea Gray, and I don't even know if she still makes this magazine. It was a paper crafting magazine. She had a wonderful eye for graphic design. It was just, I used to love the magazine. I don't know that she makes it anymore, which is sad. Maybe she does a digital version. I don't know. She likes to dabble in lots of different things. So you can find her Retro Hip Mama on Instagram, I believe is her Instagram handle. But this is an oldie but a goodie magazine from the past, and it was in my stash, and she had a bunch of different pattern papers, some different cut aparts. So I'm going to use those on this page to kind of mix and match as well. Here's what I liked about some of these papers and elements from the Retro Hip magazine is that they brought in a little bit of red. You see that little bit of red starting to make its way in with the other summer colors. I liked that it kind of moved that red around the page a little bit. I'm not wanting to make red a feature on this page. It's not one of my favorite colors, but because I'm challenging myself to work with whatever color paper is next, then that's going to work out okay for me. All right, let's play with these two kind of scene images. I went back and forth on which ones I wanted to use. Let's do pool day, and let's bring that same paper from Retro Hip. Let's bring it over to this side and again emphasize the scallops because that's fun and interesting, a different kind of edging to paper. And when you are playing with so many papers and boxes and rectangles, I don't want the page to feel boxy. So a big goal is to bring in some of those different edges. I tend to do a lot of flat junk journaling, meaning I'm not adding a ton of dimension to this. So in order to create a more interesting look, I like working with the different shapes on the papers. Okay, we're going to go with the scene over on the left. And then on the right, I want to do this little poem about summer that I thought was super cute. And in the magazine, I just need to do a bit of fussy cutting. I'm trying not to be too particular. Again, I'm not going to be able to fussy cut absolutely perfectly, but I can do a little magazine moment. I like that I'm able to use a paper crafting magazine in my junk journal. I don't know if that counts as cheating. I don't know if this counts as actual junk, but the truth is there's no rules around here. You can junk journal with whatever you want. If you want to use all your paper crafting supplies in your junk journal, by all means, go for it. Some people junk journal with their memories, with their receipts, with photos, with, things they pick up when they go on trips, which is awesome. And I love doing that as well. And then some people junk journal by just playing with collage. They might be cutting things out from magazines. They might just be using ephemera and stickers and things that they have in their stash. Either way works. It's really the whole point of junk journaling is to take the pressure off. You are not having to create some polished, finished product. You're just having fun putting things on paper. So don't think that your junk journaling has to fit into a certain category. It doesn't. It can be whatever you're feeling that day. The only reason I went with a summer theme on this particular day was because those were the elements that were sitting out on my desk. And that's a great jumping off point for your junk journal. What's left over on your desk from whatever you've been working on in other things? If that works with you, then by all means, pull it out and just start a page based on that theme. All right, now we got a lot of the basics down on the page. Let's go ahead and add in a few of the larger stickers. Love this girl. She just works in the corner. I just had a little bit of an issue trying to figure out how to get her foot onto the page. The other good thing about Scribble Prints Co, whatever paper they use is lovely and it doesn't tear super easily. It does tear in that if you want torn looks on your stickers, that's totally fine, like the sticker papers. But if I have to pick up a sticker to move it or adjust it ever so slightly, I don't usually have an issue with it tearing, which I love because I'm kind of an indecisive person. So oftentimes I do have to move stickers later on. I do tend to struggle with some of these smaller scale stickers when I try to use them in my junk journal. I feel like they're definitely intended for a smaller size page in your planner or in your bullet journal, something like that. I struggle with getting them in onto my junk journal pages. So they usually end up around the edges. It's just, I don't know. It's something I need to work on. It's the perspective thing. If I'm going to have a large element, I feel weird having different sizes that don't coordinate with the larger element. So like I have the girl, she's really big. That dog on the left, on the upper left, he's really small. He doesn't match sizes. You know what I mean? So it's a perspective thing that bugs me sometimes. I'm working to let it go, especially in junk journaling. Like I said, no rules, but I can't help it if visually it kind of catches me a bit. And like I said before, I don't always use the alpha stickers, but I am really trying to make sure I'm using the things that I'm subscribed to. So I'm subscribed to these kits. We're going to make sure to use them. I'm going to add a little note here, a pool day reset. That's what every summer needs to have multiple times. Just a day to lay by the pool. Not in the pool all the time. I'm not really a get in the pool kind of girl, but I'm a lay by the pool, dip my toes in and read a good book kind of girl. Like sign me up for that all summer long. I do often try on my junk journal pages to add a little bit of hand-drawn pattern, little doodling, something like that. I'm going to my good old dash line. It's my fave. It's my go-to. We're going to add a dash line around several different elements just because I think it's nice to have that black in there, and just a little bit of a hand-drawn moment is nice. I know it's not really drawing. It's just a dash line, but I still like what it looks like. I think it adds an interest to the page. It adds a little something extra, and it's something that you can do over time. Like I could just open my junk journal at any point and start to add a little doodle to a page that I've already been working on. You can go back and do that just to add an extra interest. And when you're like supposedly done with a junk journal, remember, you can always add and add and add and add. And that is what I love about this particular medium. Okay, so for the last few elements that I'm adding to the page, I actually dove into my ephemera drawer. I have one huge drawer in my craft room that is filled with some older ephemera. It's not the collections that I use for different projects. This is just some older ephemera, and I would love to use it more, especially in my junk journaling. So I went and dove in. I found a really cute love ya moment, and then I also found these hearts that I believe are cut out from an Amy Tangerine paper from years ago. So I picked a few hearts. We're going to add those across the page. To me, I like having some sort of unifying element, something that is occurring all across the spread. I think really starts to bring it together. I'm going to put the hearts on the spread, and then I'm outlining them with the same pen that I used to do the dashes. Just gives it a little moment and a little bit more black contrast. And that is going to be it for this junk journal spread. I'm hoping it inspired you a little bit to pull out your junk journal to do some fun work with collage this week. It really is one of the most freeing hobbies that I have done in a long time, and I promise you'll enjoy it once you get into it. All right, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. And I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon community. Patreon is a place to connect and to be inspired. And if that is something that you are looking for, head on over to patreon.com/ScrappyWife to find a tier that works for you. All right. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.